Yeah, so control maps. We're running dive on dive and plat works sometimes. So I mean, hell, why not? Need to make sure you also don't unplug my thing.
Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
But dive kind of has to work with people in chat. So me and Mercy in a dive comp. We're the only ones who can talk. So you really have to communicate with who you can. Mada mada.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Try to anti him if you can. Realize that they have a Zen. They're also kind of running a slow dive. Trisha doesn't have recall. Try to keep your diva alive while she has that on her. We rotate to point because Monkey's by himself. Anti to Lucio. And then get booped off. Yeah, so comms are important. Going on coast with somebody who has the boot potential like Hog, like Lucio, you know, it's rough to do anything but go main. But that's what you should be doing, is going main.
Rendezvous at my position.
Winston's also going in without any sort of healing.
Move up at my position. Go to sleep. It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
She's one. That's actually 2 picks. We can kind of go in on that because there's only 3 of them.
My ultimate is ready. My blade is ready to be unleashed.
So now we have 2 off tanks. So stuff like that's really, you really got to be careful and let the people who can stop that CC go through it first. Try to look for an anti here. And then let him get killed by jumping off. Alright, so really you just have to reset here.
My ultimate is ready.
Yeah, well too bad because I have no nano.
You're not getting rid of me that.
Also YouTube, by the way. Touch. Go for her. Try to go coast because I can't do anything main. Try to touch point last second. Just keep trying to stall point. Yeah, not much you can do there.
Pass into the iris.
The typical dive comp is just really hard to do with nobody in comms.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
Group up. My teleporter is online.
That's actually perfect. I gotta make sure she stays alive for this res. in this case, you kind of have to find an area where you can go and the wall can't. Right? Double wall is going to be kind of difficult. So we use a lot of ults there. They have Pharah now. So just applying any sort of pressure to this Pharah. She's without a pocket, so that's a good kill. Try to get a sleep off to help the Genji, but the Genji's gonna get staggered here. Killing the Pharah helps us. Mercy tries to go for the res. She gets the res off. Try to go for Mercy this time. It's okay, we still have this. Reaper is on point. We can still win this. Let me try to go for a spawn nade off the left side. Doesn't get anybody, but that's fine. I think we still win this. Okay, as soon as he does that, I'm just waiting for him for an easier sleep. And she solo ults me? Okay, cool. That's fine. She's just trying to stagger so we don't get any heals. That just means more heals for the Mercy. He didn't really do anything with the Nano Blade anyway. As long as we can kill this Winston, they get the res off. That was a good boop. Tried to sleep him, but he kills himself actually. That's okay. We have pretty much a huge ult incoming. They have wall though.
You're not getting rid of me that easily.
Try to meet him halfway before he gets himself killed. Should not be TPing at a time like this. Seriously, dude.
Move up at my position.
Yeah, everyone knew. They're like, dude, not a time to stagger. Can we TP again? No, we don't TP.
Rendezvous at my position.
You waste bubble early. Try to look behind you. Winston's still behind. He's half.
I'm not ready to hang it
My
up.
ultimate is charging.
I will keep you here.
Teleporter online.
Mercy's one. Mercy's still one.
You're powered up. Get in there. I'm on pilot. Take it objective.
Easy enough. Trying to keep Mercy up. Doesn't realize that I'm low. Try to go for any sort of support here, and we win the round.
I will keep you here.
Yeah, so you can Nanoblade Genji if you don't. You don't always have to Nanoblade Genji, honestly. If you just need it to win the fight, then use it to win the fight. Lol.
Is online. I am sorry.
Oh, did she screw it up? Ah, Echo. A good hero. Okay, so Summer's gonna be kind of hard to... Yeah, there's nothing we can do about that. Trying to break the middle wall as much as we can. Oh, we get a res off, though. I get double headshotted. Orion pushes up without any sort of support. Playing D.Va here is not going to be the best. Actually, playing Sim here is not going to be the best. D.Va is actually kind of fine because of the... You're going to get killed by a Moira. You're going to get killed by all of them. Somebody woke her up. Very cool. Yeah, so staying out of line of sight with the Mei. I got hit out of it. Ryan not holding up a shield. This is a very difficult comp to deal with because they're just beating the shield over and over again.
Marking the objective. Heroes never die.
Say nothing you can do here but die. Know when to die, know when not to use ults. You can't be using ults when they use 3 ults like that. It's just a waste. Like, us just using this is completely wrong. Trying to fight this is just completely wrong. Mercy keeps trying to do any sort of healing, but we just keep pushing up. But like this happening over and over again. Like we can't be using ults here. Yeah, she's not gonna get any value if she keeps doing stuff like that. Okay, so I'm gonna try to go top right. They still have EMP, so just trying to take any sort of position where you won't be caught up by multiple ultimates in this fight is probably best. We get a good kill onto the Zen. Boops me off a high ground, but that's fine. I'm gonna stay here while we still engage in the team fight. Zarya's low. Try to focus Zarya right now. Reloading. That's actually huge. That was actually a really good grab. Holy cow. A little bit of enabling. That's all it takes. So they have a lot of ultimates here. They're gonna have freeze, so this is gonna be difficult to try and salvage. But we can't get picked here, so my job is to try and keep everyone alive. Or else we're just gonna lose. Even if they do take weird angles. Yeah, hooking me was the best option, thank you. Keep getting booped. As long as she keeps me up, which is good. Mercy's actually insane. It's winnable. Yeah. So they made the mistake of switching. They did not need to switch at all. So in this case, you're running a dive. Like I said before, dive is very... here, let me get my mic a little bit closer. There we go. Dive is very, very communication heavy. So trying to run dive without any communication isn't probably going to work unless everybody knows kind of the general area of where, even then, like, it's very, very difficult, especially at a plat level, to play dive, play it well, and play it without comms. Like, you're asking for almost the impossible here. So, like, I'm already kind of iffy about this comp being played. So we have a Mercy and we have an Ana. The thing that you want to do is you really have to keep your Mercy up because you're running two singular healers, or like single target healers. So trying to keep multiple people up at the same time with like burst healing or AoE healing isn't going to cut it. So Moira, Bap, even Lucio, right? Just in a small area where everybody gets healed is going to be a lot better for poke damage. Healing individually, the best you can do is Mercy's Valk and then Nade. So trying to play this defensively is kind of what you need to do in a comp like this, because if you're using Mercy and Ana for heals, Mercy's going to try to stay on either the Winston or sometimes the Genji when he makes the dive, but the Genji's just going to look for opportunities to get kills in the dive anyway. He's not necessarily meant to dive on a target, he's meant to finish off the kill. So already we're going top left. I have to realize what comp they're playing before I can even decide what we're going to do. Ball gets a really good boop in on us. I try to go for the sleep here. I think I miss. So if you miss, you miss. Honestly, if you can get a sleep off, that's great, because what you want to do is you want to, if you're not so great with sleeps, you want to wait for the slam. If you can catch him mid-air, that's great. He doesn't get the ult charge off, but getting him to stop movement even just for a little bit is going to be okay. Winston, however, is probably going to wake him up immediately because he's zapping the hell out of him. Even if it's just for a second, you know, you could probably get an anti-nade off, but in this case, it's not worth it. It's 600 HP. Right now, it's probably closer to 700 or 800 HP, 900. So, yeah, getting an anti-nade off when he's still using his adaptive shield really isn't worth it. You should probably save it for yourself or for their dive. So they kind of dive in immediately. My initial reaction to this is like, oh shoot, there's the Tracer. This is my chance to, you know, do some DPS and get the Tracer off my monkey. So I punch her and I shoot her twice and then she's dead. That's how you know. Shoot her twice and then punch her, she's dead. That's the little trick. She doesn't have enough HP. So now I'm just trying to initially focus on heals. I'm assuming that we're going left because my Diva's going left, but our monkey ends up rotating right to focus this Tracer. So the comms, again, are really, really big. If our monkey had said to go right instead of our Diva pushing left, because she pushes left, I realize, hey, our monkey's not here, so I go to try to help him. Meanwhile, the Mercy says the exact same thing. You know, it's a lot of communication issues here. So honestly, in this scenario, you kind of have to be synced up with your other healer as best you can. So in scenarios where people are like, hey, I'm low, you know, you have to realize who's going to go for that heal. Is it going to be me or is it going to be you? Because I could have followed my Diva and we easily could have gotten the kill on whatever she's trying to kill, right? She's trying to go after this Tracer here. 3 people are actually trying to go after this Tracer and the monkey's going by himself. So really all we had to do was split up and pincer maneuver them the correct way, because that is still viable, but if you have both supports on the same side, it's not going to work. So honestly, what you want to do is you want to back out here. Everybody's dying, you might as well just reset, either jump off the map or escape. Staggering like this just isn't worth it, because you're just going to be the last one respawning, and them having to wait on you is the issue. I believe Monkey's still in the fight anyway. So try to regroup as much as you can in a Plat composition. He goes for a jump. You could try to go for a nade here, but I felt it was too risky because he wasn't in front of me. I felt like he was just going to get pooped around anyway. I wait for the nade to get me a little bit closer. I nade myself because the Tracer is trying to come in for me. I really should have gone for a sleep instead. The nade here wasn't necessary at all because now my monkey's low, and me trying to heal through the D.Va is impossible. See? Just gonna end up wasting heals. So the nade is what you want to do for a lot of burst healing. Him being by himself, yes, is an issue, and him being out of sight lens, yes, is an issue. But you also need to be aware of your own cooldowns and what you can do to save your tanks, save your other healer, etc.
Go to sleep. Just a scratch, you'll be fine. Pain.
Trying to go for a sneaky kill here. We get 3 picks, so I'm assuming we can go in. But we are also down 2 people ourselves. So this is when I decide, okay, it's now okay for me to use Nano for this hog.
My blade is ready to be unleashed.
And it's my fault for not realizing Nano Blade, but it's also his fault for not being in voice comms. Wait, let me see if he messaged me, actually. He didn't. Okay. Voice comms are important. You may be spamming, I need healing, hey, I have my blade, hey, I have my blade. But that's not always going to boil down to, okay, we're going to use Nano Blade this fight. Pressing that little button does absolutely nothing. You could say that you have Nano, you can say that you have Blade. Nobody else has no idea what that means. I have Blade. Okay. We're in Plat. What do I care? I'm going to press forward and hold R2. Doesn't happen in Plat because you're not in voice comms. If you're in voice comms are so important, especially when we're running a dive composition. We're still kind of running dive, and I didn't want to poke out this way. I mentioned this before. I'm going to let the heroes who can fly and have, you know, movement abilities to get back up onto the high ground versus me, who has a sleep dart. That's 0 movement. I'm a grandma. I can't do anything. I'm looking for an opportunity so that the burst healing isn't too much, but it turns out that Zen healing on top of Discord Orb and a Roadhog is a lot of damage with Tracer. So I try to go for an anti here, some sort of anti. Realize that the fight's lost, but I nano anyway because I feel like it's won. But then he gets booped off. So really it was a waste of nano there. And we could have bladed. I could have saved it for blade for next fight. So honestly, that's my fault. Yeah, realizing a fight is lost here. I didn't realize that the fight was lost, and that's what made us lose this entire map. We probably could have taken it back with Nano Blade, possibly. I don't know, but they had a lot of opportunities to deny it. Beat was there. They had the hook. They have Zen and Lucio healing. I can't believe that actually worked. It was mainly the DPS that were doing the job. They had a lot of displacement. Their tank placement was good, you know. Just a lot of damage, and we didn't have any answer for it. Yeah, he just gets bursted down. See, it's a very telegraphed sign when certain heroes are going to do things. When Tracer's running straight at you, she has the intent to kill. She has the intent to kill in her eyes. Especially the same thing with Hog or even a Reinhardt. You know, they kind of just walk forward expecting you not to do anything. And that's when you kind of have to slap them in the face. Tracer, you're walking towards me, not trying to strafe me. Of course I'm going to sleep you. And then she ends up wasting Pulse Bomb. So you really have to see those telegraph signs that people are going to attempt to do something about you. It's very telegraphed because they're looking right at you. PS4 players don't exactly have the ability to look away and then immediately snap back to where you're looking. They have a slow pan at best. A slow pan towards you. Even like a... That's probably the best you're going to get out of like 0 aim smoothing and full sensitivity. Playing against these telegraphed scenarios is pretty easy. I do this with Sigma all the time. When Hog's looking for a hook, literally he just walks forward. So you can kind of tell, hey, he's looking for a hook. He's literally walking forward. When he's on the edge of coast, any sort of boot potential, he's trying to look for a hook. You know, these are very easy signs to look for. And all you have to do is one press of a button. Now my Genji here tries to go for the kill, but I think the beat just goes off as he tries to go for the kill. I could have said group up, but honestly, I figured she was going to use recall anyway. There was no way I could burst her down while my entire team was getting bursted down themselves. So my main priority was on the team in front of me. So I look for an anti on the hog here. Wait, I miss it? That looked like dead on. Hang on. Yada yada yada. Sleep the tracer. Yeah, because she's just gonna use recall no matter what you do here. She doesn't go after me, strangely enough, and nobody turns around. She could have easily killed me here. So I'm gonna watch this anti-nade right now. So I reload before I go around the corner, which is good because then I can start my healing. I try to go for an early nade onto Hog. Are you kidding me? There's no actual way that goes straight through him. The nade is inside of him. The nade is invisible. Let me check this one more time. Hang on. Hang on. This nade is invisible. They bomb. They beat. Okay, I want to check this one more time. One more time. Zen goes to point. Genji blades. Goes in for the blade. I'm there. Hog's here. Hog is clear for an anti. I throw the nade. Okay. And it goes invisible and then past him. I missed him by probably a millimeter. A full, like, millimeter. I missed him. Wow. Okay. Unlucky, I guess. You could try to go for the splash damage. The direct hit is almost doomed to fail given the circumstances that they're moving. So try to go for splash damage off of like sides of doors like that. The sleep just because he was trying to kill me. I knew that he was going to immediately wake up and try to kill me again. So me sleeping him in this scenario, he was going to try and kill me, but he realizes that I walk away at this point. So I'm trying to stay in this position so I can try to get some sort of healing off so, you know, I don't get booped. And right now, my only option is to stall and try to do any sort of healing / damage I can. I go in, he completely ignores me, so I go back. I touch point whenever I can, doing what little damage and healing I can do. I almost get a kill on the Zen here, but I missed my unscope shot. I go for another sleep. I realize it's kind of winnable, so I'm trying to heal my diva, but the Hog's in the way. I anti the Hog. I get 2 targets that are antied. Try to go on full DPS mode right now. Almost get a kill on the Hog and try to jump back in for a nano. If I would have healed there, I probably could have gotten a nano and just nanoed someone. But, you know, we died very, very quickly. So how did we salvage this? How is this salvageable? Well, for one, you don't play dive. The Genji was upset that I didn't use nano on him. Oh well.
No. Negative. 3, 2.
Wham, wham, wham. You're not in voice comms. I was waiting for the message too, where he was like, "Bro, you never nanoed me." What am I supposed to do? You're not in voice comms, and you expect me to nano you when you're not in voice comms. All Genji players, please be in voice comms. All Ana players, please be in voice comms. Everyone, please be in voice comms. It helps. You may not even have to talk. Just listen. Because me, as an Ana player, is trying to give you valuable information that could help you win games and not be Plat. And maybe be Diamond. Maybe be Masters. Voice comms. They're not new, but man, do they work.
1.
This Genji is complaining for no reason. No reason whatsoever. Maybe because I nanoed the hog and he got booped off. But let's not worry about that. The important part is that voice comms mean everything. Don't use nano. We're going to use it next fight. Okay. Don't use blade. I have nano. Okay. That's all you need. One little sentence. We use teleporter. That's not telegraphed either. Everybody has to walk behind and finally realize that we're on here. So when you use teleporter, you have to back up quick because if they're running the exact same comp, which they are, you have to be aware that when they are running the exact same comp, because they don't want to fix what's not broken, you have to realize who you want to go for. You want to go for the hog. You want to make sure that the tracer doesn't get any value on you, and you have to make sure that the ball doesn't get any value on you or your other support, because that's what he's going to be gunning for. Turn around, try to sleep him, but he immediately just runs away. So now I'm trying to heal up my other support. Mercy can go for a res, so I'm going to try to do my best to make sure she stays alive so she can get off the res. I try to go for an anti here. I realize he has hook. I dodge the hook almost essentially, and then she's waiting for the ability to res. I sleep. Try to make sure she's still alive because the tracer, again, is going for your backline. Zarya makes a huge peel. Try to go for a turret. I'm waiting for him to slam. He slams a little bit too late. Heal up who's low. Realize that Symmetra's coming through the teleporter. Try to sleep her. Try to put some damage into her. Get rid of the turrets. Now they have a wall. So I want everybody to play on one side of the wall and worry about everybody that's on that side of the wall. Typically, I say typically way too much. You want, in voice comms, for people to play on one side of the wall. You can't say this if nobody's in voice comms. So your best option is just to stay on one side of the wall and give healing to those people who are on that side of the wall. They'll figure it out for themselves. Hey, my healers are not healing me. I wonder why. Oh yeah, there's that giant orange thing in the sky that's kind of stopping me from doing that. So now there's 2 walls. Now what you can do, instead of playing around the corner, right, is you can play in between your wall. What they're doing, stupidly enough, is not playing to their advantage. They're playing to our advantage, right? This is the huge difference that plays in this, right? 2 walls being placed almost in similar positions, but not similar enough to where you can get value out of both of them, right? I play on this side, but I only play on this side because everybody else is trying to play on this side, right? They're trying to play in favor here, and they end up pushing here, which is dumb. They don't have a wall. They have a wall on the other side of the other wall. It's just not a good area to fight in. So I realized this. Hey, I can heal my teammates from the safety of a wall. Just stay behind the wall. So I nano Ryan to try and savor this fight. Genji doesn't have blade, and we're using ults. We're committing ults to this fight. They have used wall. They just lost 2 people, but they just used mines as well. So I'm trying to give the incentive to push forward and get a kill. Again, if I knew we were going to use Valk, I wouldn't have used nano. But I wanted to keep my Ryan alive and gave him the incentive to press forward and do something. So this is honestly the dumbest thing I could have done. In a pharmacy, don't go for the Mercy, or don't go for the Pharah, sorry, go for the Mercy. The Mercy has self-healing, but only has self-healing when, guess what? She's not taking damage. If you can hit 2 shots on her, great. You hit 2 shots on her. If you can hit, I believe it's 4 shots, 3 consecutively might work. 4 usually is what does it. Watch how many shots I put into the Pharah, and she's not dying. 1 shot. Try to go for the sleep. She's going to do healing. I hit the 2nd shot. I hit the 3rd shot. I hit a 4th shot. I hit a 5th shot, and she's just barely below half health. I end up missing the 6th shot and almost get myself killed. You should go for the Mercy. The Mercy is trying to be as evasive as possible, but if you can get 2-3 shots in her, she has to force herself to try and push away from the Pharah or do some type of maneuver where she's going to be away from the Pharah. This can catch her out of position, and somebody else can take advantage of that. Even without comms, you can realize that the Mercy is low. She's trying to drop. She's trying to go a different way so she doesn't get killed. She gets 2 shots into her. She's not going to be happy. She's got to go somewhere else in order to not get killed, because her main purpose is to stick to Pharah like glue. Me in the middle of the game was just thinking, okay, kill, right? I'm not thinking about much in the middle of the fight. You really shouldn't be. You should be thinking stuff before and after the fight, never in between. Just do what you think is right. I thought that was right at the time. Clearly it's not now. That's why you do these reviews, so you can know afterwards, hey, you might want to pay attention to the one thing that you probably could have changed the outcome on, which was killing the Mercy early. I didn't have nade here. I did sleep him kind of early because he got a few swings off on him. You could try to put a shot into him and then sleep him, but you don't want to use up all your abilities when he still has Fade available. I believe he used Fade to engage. Yeah, if he uses Fade to engage, that's when you want to commit an anti-nade, because that's going to kill him real quick. So I get booped in here, and this is going to suck. I have no abilities, and the best thing that I can do right now is just back up. Try to go for another sleep here. Yeah, so this is another thing. If the Mercy is down low and the Pharah is completely by herself, that's when you want to focus the Pharah, because the Pharah cannot heal herself. So in this case, even if you can get 1 shot off and the Mercy's still not there, you can kill her a lot more easily. Yes, is that right? Anyway, Pharah's by herself. What are you gonna do? She's just peppering your team. You have nobody else. You have nobody else who can even come close to hitting her. You have a Genji. You have nobody. You don't have a diva. You don't have a hit scan. You need to be responsible for what the Pharah does. I put a shot into her. Genji's able to finish off the kill. Then I try to go for the Mercy. I miss a few shots, but Genji's able to get off the kill. Look for an easy purple. Try to help Genji by throwing out a sleep. And then this area, so I make sure that he can't be hurt. Realize the Pharah's by herself, so I put 3 shots into her and I kill her. See how easy that is? This is the kind of risky plays that you can take, but you have to be aware of direct hits. Direct hits do more damage. If you get directed once, you need to leave. It's not worth it. If you hit 1 shot and she hits 1 shot, guess what? She's going to kill you before you can kill her. She needs a direct and like a really, really close splash damage hit to kill you. It's not a lot. 2 hits is all she needs. And while you're sitting there scoped in, you're probably going to die. So quick scope shots are probably the best. I was full scoped in, which normally would be easy for any sort of player to kill you, and she could have just pushed me off the ledge, so my positioning here really isn't that great either. Honestly, quick scopes are probably your best bet, especially if she's shooting at you. If she's not shooting at you, you can shoot her once, maybe even twice before she can get a rocket off, move, and then quick scope her to finish off the kill. You really got to get good at those quick scopes so you can avoid things like this. And then I know she's going off on the res, so honestly, I'm gonna let this play out, but this push, like me getting a kill on this Pharah, denies their push for a good 5 or 10%. That's enough. That's plenty of time for you to win the round, right? I just wasted what, 4 or 5% right there before the Pharah can engage again. Realize I have to go for the Mercy now. I'm now trying to shoot at the Mercy, but I'm also standing still for way too long. She gets a direct hit, a splash damage hit. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I'm already low. I don't realize that I'm low. But again, look at this direct hit right here. A damage boosted direct hit as well. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a splash damage hit. When she's pocketed like that, trying to take these 1v1s, 1v2s actually, is almost impossible for you as an Ana player. Trying to go for the Mercy is your best bet, but you also don't want to make yourself an easy target like I just did, where you're standing there scoped in trying to kill the Mercy. because you just end up losing the fight this way. And this could have lost us the fight 100%. Thank God it didn't, because we used Valve. And this is another thing too. You don't have to sleep the ball immediately. The ball is trying to get you to waste abilities by just rolling through you. If he's coming towards you and you have enough time to sleep him, sleep him. If you want to, you know, make him waste his cooldowns before he does anything, all you have to do is wait for him to start trying to shoot you. He's standing still. He has less mobility. All you have to do is sleep him, leave him alone. It's much more important for you to focus on the fight in front of you. I wasn't paying attention to the Pharah again. I could have probably put 2 shots into her beforehand. And you honestly could have played here. You have 5 seconds. You can count in your head. Shoot the Pharah, shoot the Pharah, shoot the Pharah. Okay, back up and try to assess myself. Maybe try to anti the ball. Play around this rock, you know. Do what you can so you're not losing the fight so early like we are. We get it to 99. I believe they get it to 99 and then we take it back. But this is just a really, really long fight that we're trying to savor here. And then I get moved. Yeah, so spamming group up in right now should probably be, well, I think it's what me, Mercy, and Ryan do. Yeah. We all do it at the same time. That's enough to be like, hey, dude, we need to not stagger here. We need to take this all at once and, you know, commit to a push at the same time instead of getting staggered like that. Yeah, so group up. That's all you need. Group up. You go through the teleporter. And now you're the only one who goes to the teleporter, so you really have to be aware of who's going to be shooting you from the other side. I go for an anti, but I just end up healing my team by accident, but it's fine because the monkey dives in without his bubble. I realize that there's a Reaper behind me. I try to go for the sleep. I miss the sleep. So now all I have to do is I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Our Mercy's dead, and the main thing that I can do is either push in and die or just try to get a kill myself. So I push in, the Reaper tries to engage with his ability. I try to wait for my nade so I can anti myself, but it's too late because they use ultimates. It's fine. It was a bad push.
I'm not ready to hang it up.
You mentioned what your ultimate is. Because Genji has ult. He's like, okay, maybe she's going to use ult on me this time. Let's wait and find out. Yes, of course I'm going to use ult on you. But are you going to get any kills? Let's find out. It's Plat. I'm not worried about it. If they don't get any kills, they don't get any kills. Usually I do 2. I do 2 nanos. Like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. After 2 nanos, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to nano someone else. It's probably going to be used much more efficiently. And the Mercy's caught out of position here. You can honestly sleep her, but I was a little bit confident in my shots here. And we're going to TP to point from left, which is actually really smart. She fakes them out by us going white room. I could have slept the Mercy. This probably would have gotten us a free kill here. But she gets antied anyway, and she dies because she's antied and tries to go back. So I'm waiting for Genji here. But he goes in while they're using trance. They just ended trance. So I end up trying to nano him. I end up nanoing ball. Whatever. It happens. Honestly, I probably didn't even have to use nano because we used 2 ults and we were winning the fight anyway. You really got to get into your mind that, hey, you don't always have to nano the Genji. Yeah, so in this case, I need to be playing back into white room because they're just going to try and be coming from this window right here. I'm pointing to the window. You can't see it, but I'm pointing to the window. Keep my healer alive because that's the best thing that I can do in this scenario. If they're going to be using ults, they want to be killing my healer. So I try to make sure that my healer's alive. And then we win the fight.
Score 1-1.
1-1.
From the plan.
Greetings.
Waiting.
5, 4, 3, Negative.
Yeah, so now he thinks that I don't want him to play Genji, and I was just making fun of him.
I am sorry.
But he ends up switching to Echo. So now what you want to do when you have an Echo on your team, don't nano her. Nano her when she uses her ultimate. That's what I was waiting for on this final push. We got hurt, and we got hurt hard on this first push because they just snowballed us after this. This initial push, you can probably try to get a sleep dart off, but he just ends up rolling back. He gets walled off. In this scenario, you can't say break the middle pillar because the D.Va's just shooting randomly, trying to break the wall. She ends up breaking the left wall, and I was breaking the right wall. So now we have to back out. She tries to go for the res. She gets the res off, but now everybody's trying to TP right because that's what the sim, or trying to TP top because that's what the sim did, and they end up getting two-shot headshotted.
You're not getting rid of me that
So
easy.
trying to play this without voice comms, of course, is difficult. You basically have to spam group up every 30 seconds, or else people aren't going to pay attention. Even if they don't pay attention then, GG, go next. But you really have to babysit people as a support. You really have to take these children and just try to make something of it, right? I have Nano. You have this ultimate. Okay. Go. I don't know. Try to be creative with your chat, I guess. This was a good peel. We switched to Rhine. We switched to Torb as well. No sim. Try to go for an anti on the Mercy, but we're not there yet. You really have to take advantage of these out of position players, because if these players are trying to be this aggressive and aren't getting punished for being by themselves, then you're never going to win games like this. So earlier in one of my earlier games, you saw that the Sigma was completely out of position, and I had people in my comms, right? Push Sigma, he's by himself. If somebody's by themselves, call it, right? You really need to call those out, and you need to call them out and push on them quick. If you have something like speed boost into them, kill them. Engage and invest resources into a free kill. A free kill is less ult charge for them. They have one less it's a 5v6, right? In that case, you use abilities, you invest resources into killing that one person, but what if that one person was the difference between you winning the next team fight or not, right? The Lucio's feeding. The Lucio's trying to play in your backline. Help out your supports. Bubble them, kill him. There, they don't have B. They don't have speed boost. They don't have amp heals. They have one healer, and then you go from there. Any kill is a good kill. 6v5 is the best, right? If it's a tracer, it's a little bit more difficult because, you know, they're usually flanking most of the time. Flankers are kind of hard to worry about when you do get a kill, because even though they have something like double shield, it's kind of more difficult to engage on that. But hey, a 5v6 is a 5v6. Your win percentages when it is a 5v6 is like doubled instantly. As soon as they lose somebody, your win percentage doubled, guaranteed, because they have one less person. Typically, I keep saying typically. I think I'm just going to coin that. That's my word from now on, by the way. I just need to shut up. Yeah, cut out of position here as well. Zen's just spamming down this line. Playing right here would be so much better. Playing here, just back away from any sort of spam damage would be so much better. You need to take yourself out of the fight and not be so tunnel visioned on trying to heal people on the left side, because you're staring at them from the left side. Meanwhile, you're being shot at from the right side. There's no point. Of course, I got bursted down, and that's why. Alright, so we're waiting. Oh, we're waiting on me to respawn. I respawn and I try to go for an anti-nade on where they just got killed. They're investing ult into this. So when they're pressing triangle to win, this is where you want to press forward to win. Don't invest ults. Don't even invest time into getting out. Just die, right? They don't gain any more ult charge if you're dying to their ults, right? You die to an ult, they don't get ult charge from that. That's just not how it works. Mines don't gain ult charge. The Sigma ult doesn't gain ult charge, right? If he kills you afterwards, that's different, right? Same thing with Sombra. Sombra has like a 6-second timer after EMP. That's when you die. You die, you don't give them any ult charge, you don't give them any reason to have ultimates. The next fight, you have the ult advantage because they pressed triangle 4 times and you didn't. You pressed triangle, what, once? I think we pressed it twice because Zarya grabs, yep. But they use trance, they use 5. We use 2. 5 versus 2. What wins? 5. Leave. That's all you have to do. You don't have to fight that. Just leave. Yeah, so we duplicate here, but we're already down 2. Even if it's at 75. 85 is the golden number. Right? 85 means last team fight. That's it. 85% is when you have one more team fight left to group up, right? If everybody respawns on 85%, you have plenty of time for you all to get to point and stall it out. Anything less than that, and you pretty much need a stall hero or somebody to touch. So I don't want a Nano Mei here because I don't think she's going to get any value. They have a shield. We have a Mei. They have a Mei. They have a Sombra. They have a ball. She could probably get value on the ball, but only if he engages. If the ball is smart enough, which we're in Plat, so I'm not sure he's going to be that smart. Literally, he doesn't press forward, and we lose. Walled. 0 value. Ball engages. This is where she tries to engage and tries to get her ult a little bit faster, right? I possibly could have nanoed her here, and she might have gotten it faster, but I didn't want to waste it just in case she didn't, right? Using a nano to build an ult and then use that ult, she gets it anyway. She doesn't get any value out of it, but hey, that's what it is. Ryan goes in for a charge. If I didn't have nano here, he probably wouldn't have survived. Because now Ryan goes for a pin, he goes for a shatter, he gets 2 kills. We get a kill onto the Zen, and now my Mercy's in trouble. I'm out of LOS of the Mei ult here, so mainly I'm trying to keep my support alive, and then anybody else who's inside the Mei ult, try to keep them alive as well. Ryan's able to get 3 kills here, and now we focus on whoever's left. Make sure whoever's on point gets heals and not die. So now we pretty much need to win every single team fight from here on out.
My ultimate is charging.
So now I have to think in my head, what did they use? What do they have? What did we use? What do we have? We have Torvald. We have Mercy Valk soon. I knew that they had Sombra EMP soon. So this is why I stayed in this position. I see the Zen is completely out of position, so this is where I start to DPS, right? One shot, he's already low because our McCree gets a good shot in on him, and then I'm able to hit him again and get a good kill on him. I can try to go for a sleep here. I end up going for the nade instead just to, you know, get her purple for some reason, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking there. And then I hear the need healing part. I see Ryan go in by himself. I try to go for another DPS kill. I get booped. He goes in for the slam. So now I try to go in for the sleep when he tries to follow up with the kill. He doesn't follow up with the kill, so the McCree goes after him instead. Now I'm on the low ground. I need to realize that, hey, I'm not at a really good position right now. I need to make sure that my Ryan stays alive if he tries to go behind this pillar. Now in this scenario, Zarya is going to have ultimate. You need to keep who is going to have ultimate and who is using their ultimates alive because they get the most value out of it, right? So my Torb is valuable and my Zarya is very valuable. Right now, my Ryan is valuable too because he is the main tank, but also I need to keep those who are ulting. Mercy, she's gonna be fine. They don't have a hit scan. They can hack out of it. But the best option right now is to heal my Zarya since she's discorded. You want to heal those discorded targets as soon as humanly possible and make sure they stay alive. I'm not worried about him since he doesn't worry about me. I turn around because the Mei is on me. I say I need healing. You should probably bind that to I need help because then everybody gets a notification and not just the Mercy. I should probably do that right now, honestly. she's freezing me, and I hate this. So I get a lucky sleep on her, honestly. And then the Rhine comes back to save me. He doesn't realize. And then, you know, he finally says, oh, wait. The Mei's low. Let me go kill the Mei. I try to help him with the Mei. I missed the unscoped shot. I think she was going to go server room, but I missed. I get a really good nade on her with a splash damage. That's all you need. I reload here. And then they use trance quite strangely here. So I tried to nano my Zarya because the Rhine's trying to go for a right side pin. My Zarya is going to take the front of the damage. So I'm trying to reduce as much damage as I can while they're engaging with 6 people, right? There's all 6 people right here. So literally all I have to do is enable as hard as I possibly can. I have no abilities to do that. I have no anti to stop the trance, so I nano instead. And then when she grabs, I realize she's grabbing, so I anti, or at least try to anti, and then I go for the sleep to stop the ultimate, right?
My shots find their mark.
All 6 dead. We used 4 there, I think. 3. We used 3 there, which is fine. We used ults. Now we realize, hey, they used ults. They used mines apparently, which I think was on point. Yes, we just saw that. They used Mercy Valk, they use Trance way too early, and they use Sigma ult. Those are a bunch of big ults, and enabling somebody to use their ult, right, is just enough for them to pop off like that, right, as a support. So, what was I saying before? Oh yeah, the I need help button, right? So, while my screen slowly drifts, what we can do... Whoa. My thing's broken. There we go. Controls, you're going to want to set... I need healing or buffs, right? Instead, I need help. It's going to be so much better for you because then everybody can see that instead of I need healing, just the Mercy can see it. So now that I've switched that, it's probably going to be a lot easier when nobody's in comms.
I have your back.
So this is where my Zarya gets hooked. I mentioned in the middle of this, I need to keep everyone alive so we don't start losing the fight. Like I said, if you can get an early pick off, someone who's out of position, 5v6, easy, your win percentage increases immensely, right? So now I have 2 options, right? I can push up to try and get early healing as much as possible. I can rely that my Zarya will bubble herself, that she still has bubble after she gets hooked, so she can take at least 1 or 2 hits. So then I try to pre-nade. She gets booped back. I pre-nade. I pre-nade just above the Reinhardt so he doesn't get hit. And it's just enough time for the Mercy to start her healing, for the nade to impact, for me to shoot her, and for the Mercy to give her healing as well. And this ultimately is what saves her life because she gets hacked. She gets, I believe she gets discorded as well. She might not have actually gotten discorded. Let me look at this real quick. Okay, we're gonna watch this, right? Gets hit a little bit, tries to go for some early charge. Okay, so she doesn't have her own bubble. She immediately gets bursted down, right? 400 health, 250 health, 162 health, 96 health. She gets hacked, and they are gunning for her. Mercy initially attaches to her. She's at 61. The nade comes in, 173, which is weird. I get the shot in, which brings her up to 230, and Mercy's healing her, which initially stabilizes her, right? She's taking damage, but she's also receiving healing at the same time, and she's able to get out alive. That kind of play is something that you would want to do in that scenario, which I did, because if you're fighting a 5v6, you're just going to end up losing. They have an ultimate here, a very, very big ultimate here, that could win them the fight. So you have to keep 6 people alive at all times to either deny her from using it or denying anybody else from getting any value out of it. I get a good sleep here on the hog, but I just wanted to stop the advantage from coming. They our McCree ends up killing the Brig very, very early. And this is where I don't want to stay back too much because I know my team's going to be pushed up so much. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take an angle where I can heal everyone. So the Mail goes off. I'm trying to stay out of the range, and whoever's in the range, I'm trying to heal. Try to go for an anti on the hog. I miss it, but then I just try to do unscoped shots and try to sleep the hog. I end up missing everything, but it's fine because I end up getting bubbled and almost getting one shot. So you heal your Zarya. Your Zarya might, you know, help you out a little bit. So yeah, you try to anti the hog, try to sleep the hog, try to anti the Lucio. Those are really, really big anti targets that you can get. And he was one, and he almost got shattered. I think he hooks me again, but I get the anti off just before he can do anything, and my Mercy has dog, so it's perfect. Meanwhile, everybody else is taking the fight to the front. So it's a lot of back and forth there. Enabling your tanks to push forward is probably the best thing you can do, because with the amount of healing that the amount of burst healing that you have isn't the greatest, but it's also just enough for them to be like, okay, you know, I have 500 health, I now have 100 health. Oh wait, now I have 500 health again, right? The burst healing is encompassed with the trick that I had shown you guys earlier in like episode 1 or 0, whatever it was, which was just simply, hang on if we can look down here, is the shot, nade, and shoot again. Full health from 0 to pretty much full. It's a lot easier to use it in game, to see it in game, I'm sorry, because you have these 600 HP targets, right, who are low on healing, and all they need is that, and then they're pretty much full. I wouldn't use this on Roadhog because he has such self-sustain unless he doesn't have, you know, his self-heal. It's mainly used for like Reinhardt, who's got a low shield, and then he's starting to take a lot of hits, right? You shoot, you nade, and then you shoot again. Keep pumping heals into him, he's gonna be fine. As far as the scope shot or the quick scope shots go, you really have to practice that for like Pharmacy or any sort of like longer range target like Widow or Ashe, because they have one shot potentials. Even Hanzo, they have one shot potentials. You don't. You have 1, 2, 3. That's 2 more shots than they have to take usually. Pocketed Ashe, Widow, Hanzo, you're dead. Even with Ashe, all she has to do is headshot you once, and then as soon as she headshots you, she can unscope shot, and that's a lot faster than you just going, right? So you really have to be able to, you have to learn that quick scopes are very essential to Ana's kit, because you can do little peek shots in case there's a sniper there, right? And I just want to do a peek shot maybe real quick, try to heal somebody up, try to do some damage maybe. Peek in, don't jump, don't do this. You're very predictable when you do this, right? And you can't exactly stop your momentum. So all you have to do is peek out real quick, scope in, shoot the bot, try to deny angles as much as possible, right? Your team's pushing, there's a Widow there, you don't have a shield. You can try to poke for a second. Quick scope shots. Right? Or just try to take a different angle altogether. Okay? Let's say the Widow's still there and your team's pushing here, right? She can't hit me. And now I can just do this, right? I can easily hit these bots because I'm not being threatened at all from this position since she's there. Okay? She knows where I am because I'm using these, you know, scoped in shots. If you do unscoped shots, she probably won't know where you are unless she's like really looking for you, you know? If she can see, it's a lot harder to see the shots when you're unscoped because they don't leave a trail behind. So if you want to take those angles, that's probably way better.